Hello and welcome to the UC Davis Undergraduate Research Center presentation regarding the Provost Undergraduate Fellowship, also known as the PUF. This short video is regarding application tips that we outlined in our extended PUF information session. So if you have already seen that, you will have heard a lot of these tips, and welcome back because we think they're pretty helpful. We hope you enjoy. So because we have so many varied selection committees throughout the years, we've received some really great tips that we would like to pass on to students to consider when they're preparing their application. So the first is, of course, proofread carefully. It's really important to review your application with a fine-tooth comb to see if there's any typos, anything out of place, any formatting that isn't being followed, and those character limits, double check them for sure. The feedback we've gotten from our committee is that the lack of attention really reduces the confidence of the committee in supporting a project. So that's where, again, to always just put your best foot forward and making sure that some of those more basic issues are caught early on. We've gotten feedback from professors stating that many proposals were incomprehensible and they couldn't understand any of it. And so again, that's where going back and reviewing the research proposal slide and thinking about the questions being asked. And it can be difficult because you know your research, but you're trying to communicate it. So be sure to keep that in mind and making sure that it's concise and clear in what you're trying to communicate. And that goes along with context and what does it mean? Why is it important? What's the significance? We all could talk for days about the research topics that we are passionate about in that regard. But again, you want to be concise and clear and direct and to the point within the guidelines given. So while we've shared some information on the last slide about feedback from the selection committee, here are some direct quotes we've gotten from committee members in the past that we hope will help you as you package your application. Keep it nice and simple, well justified, well written. Say it more plainly. Explain the significance of why I should care. Bad writing will demolish a good idea. Write award proposals that are readable and comprehensible. And all of these are to say of how important it is to have a clear hypothesis and research goal when drafting your PUF application, but of course in general when communicating your ideas and particularly your research ideas. So again, we have a few more tips that may seem like no-brainers, but just to review, please follow directions. That includes character limits, directions on who to connect with, of who you need to have involved in your application. And with that said, be sure you're writing a clear proposal of high quality. We have students who have many great ideas, but that just don't get across as clear as they could. And so that is where really focusing and refining and drafting and reviewing will help strengthen an application immensely. And then ask for the letter of recommendation well in advance of the deadline date. This is helpful not only to your faculty sponsor, but you as well in compiling your application. And then with that said, only applications that are complete and submitted on time will be accepted. So just to tie that back to the previous point, remember, faculty sponsors do not get emailed until an application has been submitted by a student. So that is where on time in this case will probably be a little early, so that way the faculty sponsor isn't on such a short deadline. And as well, you the student have given yourself a buffer to complete the application in a manner that hopefully is enjoyable. And that's where that last point again comes in, right? Where it not only is helpful to you, but would hopefully mitigate any potential technical issues that might arise in converting to PDF, securing the unofficial transcript, or anything else. And that is, again, not only just helpful to the faculty sponsor, to the Undergraduate Research Center even, but first and foremost, you yourself as the applicant. So we are just about concluding the Undergraduate Research Center's presentation regarding the Provost's Undergraduate Fellowship, or PUF, award, and I encourage you to be sure to check out the web page associated with the PUF award, where you will continue to find additional resources and a growing FAQ page where hopefully general questions can be answered regarding this opportunity. But if you do have more specific questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. Our email is urc@ucdavis.edu, and we also encourage you to follow us on social media at Facebook or Instagram. You can see our handles there on the right hand side of the page, and then of course please continue to visit urc.ucdavis.edu for opportunities like this and similar. Thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing your PUF application.